We're going to get to something that I've been that's been bugging me for over a week. So I gave, on an earlier podcast, video, whatever, I gave President Trump a little bit of credit for not for speaking out over the Iran protests and, promising to help, unlike what Barack Obama did when similar protests overtook that country in 2009. President Barack Obama was much more interested in getting a nuclear deal and sidling up to the Iranian mullahs than he was to supporting the people of Iran in a quest for freedom, basically. So I gave Trump some praise for basically what you see here. He's urged anti-government protesters to take Iran over. Help is on its way, he said. This was January 13th, so this was 9 days ago. He called on Iranians to keep protesting, take over your institutions, save the name of killers and abusers. They will pay a big price. I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stop. Help is on its way. That was 9 days ago. Since then, the mullahs basically have tried to cut Iran off from the internet. They've been somewhat successful in that. They were jamming Starlink satellite, Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet. And it's just gotten worse. So Iran, I think, is acknowledging, that 2,000 or 3,000 people have been killed. Other groups are saying it's more like 16,000, maybe 20,000 plus. It says 2 days ago up there. It's 3 because I was doing this yesterday. And then New York Times yesterday says that Iran's protests have been completely squashed. Sedition is now over, vowing to punish those responsible for the protests. This is the New York Times article. Sedition is now over. Marches were among a series of public moves by the Iranian government to portray the unrest in the country, believed at one point to be a significant threat to the regime, as completely subdued. Among them, Iranian state TV released the first official death toll from the protests on Wednesday, saying more than 3,000 people had been killed. That figure was lower than the most recent toll of 4,519 deaths reported by the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency on Tuesday. I think that number is probably low too. I think we're in the tens of thousands. Just from everything I've seen, some of the videos I've seen, Trump promised to send aid. It has been 9 days. No aid has come. Washington Post article, and then there's links to all these articles in the show notes, so if you want to click through and read them. Trump promised Iranians the U.S. would rescue them. Some feel betrayed. They should all feel betrayed. Story here, Hadith 36, a Tehran resident, said in an interview that the Iranians turned out to protest despite widespread killings by security forces, with expectations that Trump would order a military strike on Iranian targets. Our eyes were fixed on the sky, like something will happen. He'll hit now, Hadith said. We came out to protest with fear, but we had hope that Trump will strike now. We'll kill these guys. After Trump refrained from launching an attack, she concluded that he did not have Iranian interests in mind. Shocker. Trump isn't thinking of humanity. You could easily do something for us. Like others interviewed, she spoke on the condition that her full name not be used for fear of reprisal by the Iranian government. Trump's a blowhard. It's one thing, Greenland, blah, blah, blah. That's one thing. Okay. Not good. It's not a good look. Go ahead and check out my, Greenland video for more criticisms of Trump the blowhard. But this situation, he got thousands of people killed. I think he's directly responsible for thousands of deaths in Iran. And It'd be nice if he had a sense of shame. It'd be nice if there was some regret, but he's too narcissistic, too absorbed by his own ego to realize that this sort of thing that it's not a TV show. It's not a TV show. This is not a video game. I mean, his opponents have the same problems with when they're protesting ICE. Oh, this is fun type stuff. This is serious. This is deathly serious. People have died. People have been murdered. And Trump moved on to Greenland. He hasn't said anything about Iran for several days. And it looks like the Iranian government, the mullahs, have weathered this one too. And apparently there were troops coming in from Iraq, religious, the Iran-Iraq war was largely a kind of a religious battle, but they've got their allies coming in and helping mow down protesters. We could have done something. We could have done a lot of things, I suspect, apart from sending in ground troops, which no one wants to do. We could have hit their command and control areas. We know where they keep their weapons. We could have bombed the heck out of those. We could have found some way to get firearms and weapons to the protesters. But Trump just, mouths off on Truth Social, and people die, and actions have consequences. Most of us learn that by elementary school. Not Trump. This is a little post from a guy who's with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He usually does financial stuff, but he says, sources in Iran are reporting the regime is executing the protesters as holding outside of the official prison system. These executions are happening outside of the official judicial process. Not that the official judicial process really matters, because this is not, if they want you found guilty, you'll be found guilty. That's kind of all there is to it. So it's continuing. It's bad. It'd be nice if Trump had a bit of humanity, a bit of anything in him, rather than ego and narcissism. Him mouthing off, it would have been better off if he'd been like Obama, to be perfectly honest, if he just shut his trap. But no, he's got to state his opinion. He's got to get in there, and he's got to make empty promises. And thousands of people are dead. So, not a good thing. Again, it would be nice if there were adults in the room. Marco Rubio, where are you? Where are you? I wish the people of Iran were free. It would be better for everyone if that regime was overthrown and something democratic grew there. I think it would be better for the region. It would be better for the world. We're not getting that. Thanks for watching this clip from the Hoistory On Air broadcast. I encourage you to follow me on Substack, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I want to thank you for your support, and please feel free to watch another video or 2 or 3.